What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm James and you're watching Blue Dog Aquatics. Alright guys, today it's exciting. We are only 2.5 weeks, well, 2.5 weeks for me, because we're going to start prepping for, you guessed it, Aquashella. Aquashella Dallas is happening down in Dallas, Texas, and it's going to be October 30th and 31st. So we'll actually start prepping and unloading and loading the trailer probably Wednesday night. That way we can head down Thursday and then start setting up. We're excited. It's the last show of the year, so it's a little bittersweet. We gotta wait until next year for the next show, but we can't wait to see everybody down there. This video is gonna be a little bit shorter. I know I always say that and it ends up being like a 15-minute video. But, you know, it is what it is. So today we're actually gonna talk about what it takes to be a vendor at Aquashella. I see a lot of people on the Aquashella Facebook page, and you know, they're like, well, you know, what's it take to be a vendor? And then I've gotten a couple of messages, well, as a new vendor, you know, what did it take? What did you do? You know, how'd you prep? How'd you prepare? So we're gonna walk through a little bit of that on how to do it. First off, you gotta be a business or starting a business. You know, every business starts somewhere, whether it's a hobby or a project in your garage or in your basement. You know, that's how Blue Dog Aquatics and Reptiles started. It was just a small entity, and it's grown so much where now we're moving into our own storefront. Next, you know, make sure, a big thing, one thing I recommend is that make sure you have liability insurance when you come to shows. Well, I mean, if you're a business and you deal in whether it's fish or reptiles or what have you, you're going to have business insurance anyway. But I know certain spots, when we were down in Orlando, Florida, we had to have liability insurance. And that's just in case someone gets bit or an animal escapes or something awful happens. And, you know, we just don't want that to happen. But yeah, so liability insurance, big thing. Next up is your booth. Which booth do you want? And the best way to become a vendor is to email Aquashella, and that's just aquashella.com, I believe. I'll double check and I'll put it right down here in the link, or down below in the picture, so I can verify that. I gotta check my email to make sure that's what it is. But anyway, so once you email them, they'll send you a list of booths and what they come with. Now every booth comes with I believe it's an 8-foot table, and then this, depending on whether you want to do a single booth or if you want to do a double booth, it varies in price, and it also varies in price depending on the venue. Now, prices for the venues, you know, you could spend $500 on a booth, you could spend $1,200 on a booth, depending on the location, where it's at, and what you want. Now, one of the big things with booth choices that I didn't know, and you know, starting out, was I was like, well, I just want high traffic areas. So, you know, the first one wasn't bad, but I was way in the back, and I was like, you know, be by concessions down in Orlando, but the concessions wasn't open in Orlando. So, but I was still on the main aisle, so I still got a lot of traffic. Now, Chicago was a different story though, because Chicago, it was fine on the first day when they had the mechanical shark, because there was a lot of traffic. I was in the back corner, and concessions was going on the first day. And so I made a lot of sales and everything like that. But then when it came to the second day, they took away the mechanical shark, and concessions was open, hit and miss, but it wasn't near the traffic, and it was just really hard to find my booth. So this show for Dallas we're actually doing a double booth right next to custom cages right in the middle of the setup. So location of your booth is key when it comes to choosing which booth you want. Now, next we're going to talk about setting up your booth. What you need now, and this goes on depending on what your specialty is, whether it's saltwater, whether it's freshwater, whether it's exotic animals. You know, that's going to greatly vary on how you set up your booth. My first booth, you know, we've always faced our shrimp racks to the outside. That way they're easy to see when they're walking by. But if you deal in multiple things, it gets kind of crowded, and you just want to make sure that you have the proper shelving. We went to, actually I ordered most of my shelving just online. It was cheaper that way. But you want to make sure that whatever you're bringing, that shelving is compatible for weight. Us bringing shrimp, you know, obviously we need racks that can hold all that water weight. And yeah, it's kind of a pain because they're big metal racks, and it's such an exhausting day, because when you first get down to Aquashella, you're so pumped because you're like, yes, we made the long drive. Like Orlando, that was a 23-hour drive for us. We did it straight. And so when we got down there, we were just like, oh, can we go to bed yet? But then nope. Then you're setting up. The nice thing is that Aquashella allows you to set up the day before, or even Thursday, 2 days before. This time around, we're actually going up 2 days ahead of time, because in Chicago, we packed up and left, got there at 5 o'clock in the morning, stayed awake till 7, and then we started setting up. We were up for like 36 hours, and then we slept for like 16. It was pretty brutal. So make sure that you have everything. Now, there's been a couple of issues with water, RO. You know, they do, when you buy your booth, Aquashella does offer, like, you get 40 gallons of fresh water with the purchase of your booth, or so much salt water. Orlando, someone jacked all the water because they didn't know better, or they just were like, I don't care. And so we were screwed, and so we actually had to use remineralized tap water and treat that and pray that it didn't kill my shrimp. But in Chicago, we actually brought water. I have a 330-gallon tote that you've seen in a couple of the other Aquashella videos in my trailer, and we actually have been loading that up with our own water. That way, there's no doubt whether or not I'm going to have enough water to fill my tanks. But if you are going to transport water, do it safely. That stuff moves around a lot, and it's a lot of extra weight, so make sure that your vehicle or your trailer can hold it. I got 2 points of securement, and we'll show you that in our upcoming videos, because we're going to do a prep of the trailer. Now, our store isn't done yet, and we have a full trailer of stuff that we brought back from Chicago, so we actually have to rent a storage unit to offload all that stuff just to reload it. So that's gonna be an exciting video. Now, setup of the booth, you know, I was talking about that. The setup of the booth is really important, because you want flow. You want people to flow in easily, where they don't get bottlenecked. And what I mean by that is, as people are coming in, you don't want them running into people as the other people are coming out. And so set it up in a ways. Now, a couple of my booths were nice because they were corner booths, and so I was able to create that flow around it. The double booth that we're doing for Dallas will be awesome, because we'll actually have plenty of walk around for everybody to move without any spaces, or without any issues, especially dealing with COVID, you know, and all that jazz. So, but it'll be exciting. We actually have a lot of good ideas on how we want to set it up. So, yeah, we hope to see you there. If you are coming to Aquashella Dallas, make sure to stop by and see us. We have a lot of cool animals coming, and we were hoping to bring some baby bearded dragons, but unfortunately they are actually going to hatch here in about a day or two, so we're super excited for that, but they won't be ready for transit and all that. So the captain is coming to Aquashella Dallas, so make sure to look for his tree up in the air. I had one person in Chicago, they're like, yep, we saw the tree, and that we knew that's where you were. And I'm like, well, you know, whatever works. But back to the booths, you know, it's honestly, being a vendor, there's two sides to it. Yes, you're making a lot of revenue and you're educating people on whether it's saltwater, freshwater, or reptiles. You're educating the public on what you have and how much this hobby is growing. And I mean, it's so awesome. Even if you don't come as a vendor and you just want to experience it and come as a just a guest, do that, because there is so much to see. I mean, I'm literally there all weekend and I still miss stuff. So the positive side of it is that you get to see each show, you get to see your friends from all over the country, the other vendors, you get to make deals or acquaintances with everybody, and it's just so much fun, especially hanging out with everybody after the show on Saturday or Friday night. And it's just really cool hanging back and talking to other people about their passion and how excited they are about it. The downside to being a vendor is that you don't always get a lot of time to walk around during the show and see everybody. Or experience it fully, because you're in your booth and you're trying to sell and trying to get your business name out there. So that's one of the drawbacks. But honestly, you know, this will be my third Aquashella as a vendor, and I didn't even go to an Aquashella. I was supposed to go to an Aquashella in 2020, but thanks to COVID, that all changed. And so I dove headfirst in, you know, into that cold water, and I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna be a vendor, and you know, we'll work out the bugs. And it turned out great, met a lot of amazing people, and it turned out better than I could have hoped for, and we made good money, so that was that was a definite plus. So yeah, if you're thinking about becoming a vendor, make sure to contact Aquashella. You definitely won't regret it. I've enjoyed each and every time that I've been a vendor, and I can't wait to do this for many, many years. As a vendor for the shows, it's just so great going around the country and meeting all these amazing people. And it helps your knowledge base, because there might be somebody there that is a little bit more knowledgeable than you are, and it's great just learning that stuff too. So yeah, like I said, Aquashella's in 2.5 weeks, so we're going to start pushing videos on that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also check us out at www.bluedogaquatics.org and Facebook and Instagram. I will put those links. Drop a comment down below if you're going to be at Aquashella, and tell us what kind of stuff you're looking for. We're bringing so much insane stuff, but I hope to see you guys all there. Thanks for watching, and as always, your tank or mine.